Hello and welcome to day 28. We are almost done here. Almost done with the 30 quick days of vlog series, and then I want to move on to something different that's first of all not daily, so I can work on a little bit more quality of thought than quantity of days, which served its purpose. And now it's time for the next phase. But for today, what I want to talk about is a psychedelic experience I had with, and psychedelic does not mean drugs. The two get conflated a little bit too frequently, which makes sense. I mean, most psychedelic experiences that people talk about in the public sphere are because of drug-induced experiences, which that word's a little bit harsh for some things, but there were zero substances that were taken for this psychedelic experience. As I mentioned with the meditation that I explained the other day, this was a hot-cold contrast therapy. 20 minutes in the sauna at 170 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and then 3 minutes, it's probably about 5 minutes in the end, which I'll get to in a second here. 3 to 5 minutes in less than 50 degree water. It was about 48, 47 maybe, according to my watch when I was in there. I did 20 minutes in the sauna and then went pretty much straight into the ice bath, which is just a tub full of water with ice chucked in. About 10 pounds of ice is what I used. It starts at about 50 degrees here currently in the place that I'm located in southern Utah. So specifics are out of the way. Now we can talk about the results of the experiment, which I was not expecting it to turn out this way, but I actually did this once before and had a similar experience twice actually. And I did the second time within a week of doing it the first time. I think it was back in December with my friend and his fiance, but I did not have the same experience the second time. It might be due to attenuation of sorts, tolerance to whatever internal chemicals are released from this, because it's what it's gotta be. I mean, with cold or hot extreme exposure below 50 degree water or above 160, maybe 175, 165 degrees Fahrenheit for both of these. There are heat shock proteins, which are supposed to be doing all sorts of lovely things for your body, but also the neurotransmitters that get released, I think, play a huge role. Dopamine, serotonin, things along those lines. I don't know exactly what's released, but that has to be the explanation, is the only thing I can come to a conclusion on. But I get into the water. As I said, this happened once before, but this one was particularly strange. It was kind of like the world spinning thing. So I get in the water, it's freezing, but it actually isn't as cold as it usually feels, because I do the cold plunge regularly at 50 degrees, and this was 48, 47 degrees. As I lay there, it's not immediately, but when I start to just let what happens happen, it's like the world is moving, like continuously moving, but you don't see your vision. It's really hard to explain because it's like this one section of your sight, what you can see by the way that your eyes are positioned, rolls continuously, but it's not jagged. It's like somehow rolling but going back to, it's so strange. I don't know how it works. But that starts, and then I had this really, which I'm gonna have to save this for next time because we're almost out of time. So spoiler, well, opposite of spoiler, cliffhanger. That's what we're going to leave it on here in a second. So then I entered this really strange state of perception. It was almost like I wrote this in my journal yesterday. It was more like an out of mind than an out of body experience. It's like I could take a third person perspective of what life is, what the universe is, and what each, by life, I mean what each of us individual humans, because this is what fascinates me about everything. Is the most fascinating thing to me is the fact that we're even here and that everyone's just walking around in modern day society pretending like, yeah, no, it's, we just pay our taxes, go to work and get the food, and that's what we do. And I'm just like, but why are we here? So next time I'll provide some details of thoughts I had on that nature, because we're out of time for today and it was crazy. Man, I thought I could get this in one video. Guess not. I'll see you tomorrow.